What's going on, Portage County? I'm Katie Waggle.
And I'm Anthony Leonardi.
And would you look at the time? I think it's time we take you around the NFL. So let's get started with Dallas Cowboys and the Seattle Seahawks as they play Thursday night in Arlington, as both teams are looking for a big win to solidify their postseason hopes. The Seahawks know how big this game is. They're fired up and ready to roll. We jump into the second, Cowboys up 17-7, but Zach Esbarnone takes it right up the gut to trim the Dallas lead. With the half nearly coming to a close, Geno Smith finds DK Metcalf to put Seattle on top at the break, 21-20. In the third, another goal-to-go situation for Seattle, and Geno Smith rises to the occasion. The 5-yard touchdown scramble puts the Hawks on top by 8. Flag going against Dallas. But the Cowboys are driving. Dak Prescott pitches to Tony Pollard, and he'll take care of the rest to make it 28-27. Seahawks will try to counterpunch as Smith finds the loneliest man in Texas in DK for 6. Seattle extends the lead as we see Metcalf celebrates with fans. But Prescott looks to get the lead back, and he will find Jake Ferguson for a 16-yard pass. And as the clock winds down, stop for Dallas defense will do it. Cowboys win a shootout 41-35 as their 14th win in a row at home.
That was a great
4.
All right, guys, that was an awesome weekend of football. But Liv, what do we think of Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns?
Honestly, this is a take that I think a lot of people are going to agree with. Flacco needs to stay as Cleveland's starting quarterback for as long as we need him. I just think Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I mean, he's a rookie and he's done pretty well, but with the slate of games that we have left, if Cleveland wants to make any sort of playoff push, they need a really strong veteran leadership at QB, and I think, quite frankly, that's going to be Flacco. Dorian Thompson-Robinson should absolutely be the backup. I think P.J. Walker should not be seeing the field for a very long time, but I honestly think it's Flacco or bust. What do you think?
You know, I completely agree. I mean, Joe Flacco, it looked like he's been playing all season for the most part. I mean, when you watch that game, aside from that interception, he was making good reads. He was making good throws. He was spreading the ball around the field, and that's what you ask for when you need a quarterback. And to build off of that DTR point you made, it's before he was learning from Watson, and now he still has the opportunity to learn from a guy like Flacco. And I think that could really benefit his career. I don't really think it would be a good idea to have him start the rest of these games because, like you said, there's a very tough slate of games coming up. And if we lose, that could be the end of the season for the Cleveland Browns. So I think Flacco is also the best quarterback that they should trot out onto that field.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to bring up another point of another quarterback that we're missing at the helm. And with Mitch Trubisky leading that Steelers team, he had 11 and 17 for his throws at the helm of the Steelers, missing out with Kenny Pickett. I was just, so many injuries going around the NFL. Just, it's amazing.
I also thought that he also threw a touchdown pass. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen one of those from Kenny Pickett in weeks. Mm-hmm. I think he's had maybe one, maybe two since October. So I think maybe a quarterback change at Pittsburgh, that could stir the pot in their quarterback room and maybe for the team looking forward. We'll have to see about that one, though. They got to perform.
I certainly don't think that a quarterback change would be an all too unwelcome thing to be seen for the Steelers. One could make the argument that they could have made a quarterback change even sooner, barring Kenny's injury. But I think that Mitch Trubisky has that kind of veteran leadership that's needed. Now, they've also got Mason Rudolph. Now, granted, Rudolph really hasn't played in a game or been successful in any game in many, many eons, but they have him as well, and I think Pickett should take this time to rest up because the AFC North is going to be an absolute dogfight. Well, for 3 teams, it's going to be an absolute dogfight. But for one team, they're still in the hunt. The Bengals, don't rule them out yet. I mean, right now, they're playing the Bengals and the Jags. So let's take a look at that score. It's time for empowerment and my women on the Silver Mountain. That's right, it's twofold. For the last few months, I've been telling you all about collegiate and pro athletes, but women in sports extends beyond those on the field. For example, women in sports also applies to women in the broadcasting field, which includes all the amazing women here at TV2, like Heidi Marshall, who splits her time on camera and on the pitch as a highly decorated goalie for the Golden Flashes. She also works as TV2 Sports' social media manager with myself. There's also Della Fowler, who is an expert on all things hockey and gymnastics. She's covered over a dozen high school football games and during the winter is regularly found at the MAC covering KSU gymnastics. One of our newest members is Katie Waggle, who has made a massive impact this semester with her NFL knowledge and tech expertise. Now, before our show usually goes live at 8 p.m., Katie has already worked on a newscast earlier in the night, and that kind of double duty is overwhelmingly difficult. Now, on the production side, behind the camera, we have Jenny, who many of you may know from her work on All Systems Go, but this semester, she's running the floor. This show can only be described as herding cats. Her job is insane. And I also like to think that Jenny has maybe gained a love for sports from watching over 10 hours of SportsCorner. Running VTR is Alexa Warmuth, who has done amazingly on a show that has about 20 videos. Her job has not been easy, but she has rose to the occasion. And finally, back at the control room, we also have Sophia Sonato. Now, Sophia has worked on SportsCorner as long as I've been at the department, but she's also worked with the Agenda, All Systems Go, The Blurb, name a show, Sophia has worked on it. Sadly, she will not be a part of SportsCorner in the spring since she'll be studying abroad, but everyone here can agree we're going to be losing a massive part of what makes this show so very special. I hope you all enjoyed getting to know some of the amazing women I have the privilege to work with every week.